We got a Patreon.
Patreon!
Oh,
you go to patreon.com/CU podcast. You offer some money. We gracefully accept that money. And in return, we give you a full video podcast. Everyone can have the full audio podcast. Come on now. Everyone gets it. Full video podcast. Bonus bit segments. You get writing mostly once a week. This one's going to be late this week. It'll probably have to be tomorrow when I'm at the airport.
You do it at the airport?
Yeah, I'm going to do it at the airport.
You got a couple hours to spare. I guess you go to the airport. You can do it.
Yeah, I have 0 minutes today. You also get bonus bit podcasts. We do them in the morning before we warm up. We get into our zones.
And you can vote on this poll topic.
Topics.
And you get the poll topics early. We don't specify that.
Pin clubs.
Get the pin club as well. In second place is grading or reselling worse for video game collecting. 39%.
I think we got to wash this. Oh, that 39%, huh? All right, it was close.
Or Mortal Kombat turns 30. Memories and legacy. We like celebrating video game history here in the CU podcast. 5s and 0s.
5s and 0s. Those are the only numbers that we recognize. And Mortal Kombat has turned 30, which makes me feel fucking ancient.
You're 40, right?
Yeah. What can you say about Mortal Kombat? The first time I ever saw Mortal Kombat was at my friend Kevin's birthday party at Putt Putt Fun and Games.
Oh, was it Kevin?
Putt Putt Fun and Games.
October 8th was, obviously, that's the anniversary, by the way. October 8th.
And that makes sense because his birthday was at the end of October, so like it was probably like fresh and brand fucking new in that Putt Putt Golf and Games arcade. And I watched Sub-Zero rip the head off of Johnny Cage.
And spinal cord attached.
And I was like, wow. And as a child, that was...
You were 10.
I was 10. Yeah. That was eye-opening to me to see in a video game, to see, a violence portrayed like that. Also, the digitized graphics were unique. Even from a young age, I did not really like the digitized graphics. I preferred like sprite-based graphics. I realized that it was a cool technology as a kid, but like preferentially as a child, I did not like it. But I thought the game, obviously, it was bloody. All my friends were talking about it. It was cool. Then they, did the lead up to Mortal Monday, which was still in my mind is one of the... Midway was really good at their like... their console release marketing. There are 2 like 90s campaigns that I think of, and both were the NBA Jam launch and the Mortal Kombat launch.
So Mortal Monday, you're jumping all over the place, but Mortal Monday was September 13th, 1993, and it was when the home console ports were finally going to come out for Game Boy, Genesis, and Super Nintendo. And there was one of the most famous video game commercial campaigns ever with a kid on the street screaming, Mortal Kombat! They look like going, Mortal Kombat! And all these crazy people on the street, like in a mob.
Yep.
That was all beginning of the school year. I always associate Mortal Kombat with the beginning of the school year.
Yep.
Because that's when the first 2 games came out, 1 and 2, about a year apart. And it was something about being back in school, talking with your friends about, oh my God, did you play Mortal Kombat? Did you play Mortal Kombat 2?
Absolutely.
And then obviously going into the secrets and the babalities. Oh, there's babalities in the second one? What the hell is a babality? There's friendship? No, you're making this stuff up. What's real? What's not real? At least for the second game, because the second game to me is the pinnacle of the franchise. It's just ratcheted up the insanity just to that right amount that I love. But going back to the first game, so Mortal Monday, you have memories of that?
Yes, clearly. Yeah, clear memories of Mortal Monday. And then I remember...
That's a commercial.
I remember the launch of 2. I remember the Ziggy's Tacos and Subs by my parents' place. My friends and I, Kevin, again, would go up there because they had a Mortal Kombat 2 machine. And that was something that they went and did like every single day, was go and play Mortal Kombat 2. They got really good at it. They were able to beat the computer and all that. I really also kind of remember it for giving me my early like interest in pinball on my own. My mom always showed me pinball when I was a kid, but the Mortal Kombat 2 machine was next to a No Good Gophers machine.
Gotcha.
So I always kind of associate Mortal Kombat with kind of getting me into pinball because I hated playing Mortal Kombat 2 at the time. I didn't want to play my two loser friends who were too goddamn good at it because their parents gave them $20 to play it every day. I just played pinball. I fell off around 3.
Sure.
You know, when 3 came out, it felt less special.
It was samey. They added the run and the combos, but it was like it didn't seem as fun. The characters, I think they were running out of ideas for characters almost at that point, in my opinion. It's like, oh, this guy's like a police officer looking guy, and it's like, oh, we're gonna have even more masked ninjas, and I'm like, I think I'm sort of like, I didn't like the gameplay at all. I hated the run button function and the combos. I thought it broke the game. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, I was not big on the run button. I wasn't big on it.
Those combos that can take off half your fucking energy or more from one combo. I'm like, this is not.
Cyrax classically had a pretty simple combo that was like a third, and I think they patched it eventually, but like
it broke the game. And that's the thing about Mortal Kombat. That was, I guess, at that point we were still discovering what is the standard for a fighting game. And Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter 2. In Street Fighter 2, all the characters move differently. They have different powers that they can do, different jump heights. Mortal Kombat, they're all the same. They're all the same. They have all the same exact moves, except for the special moves. So it's a different type of fighting game, which is it's interesting because you can pick up and play anyone as long as you know the special moves. As long as you know the special moves, I can play. I played Raiden. I played Sub-Zero. I played Scorpion. You can play anyone. Kano, it's just in
your basic punch, kick, and like roundhouse and uppercuts. Yes,
you have 5 moves that basically you have to account for and combo them, sweep and combo them with your special moves. That's it. So that was interesting. It was easy. Obviously, they had to do that because it was digitized actors.
Yeah,
a lot easier to do that. By the way, guess who was inspiration? Van Damme was inspiration. For Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah,
put some respect on Van Damme's name constantly. They couldn't get Van Damme for it. Johnny Cage is supposed to be Van Damme. We know that. There's a split punch, just like Van Damme did the split in Bloodsport. And of course, eventually you had a digitized Van Damme in the Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
Yep.
Which I never
circle.
Which I never played, but I heard it's actually better than what it seems. But
the problem is the arcade version is a very strange game. And I believe it was actually made by Intelligent Systems, which was Incredible Technologies. I think the people who made Time Killers had some sort of hand in it.
Oh, really?
Anyways, the arcade game is supposed to be awful. The home ports, like the Saturn port, is a completely different game where they take the animations and they make it play like Super Street Fighter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're right. Incredible Technologies was the dev on that.
Yeah. So Incredible Technologies was the dev on it, and when they took it back home, Capcom was like, no, we're just going to make this play like Super Street Fighter.
We're just going to make it similar. So they fixed it, basically.
Yeah, it's a completely... same background, same graphics, completely different game.
Gotcha. Interesting. So yeah, I think also Mortal Kombat, I don't know if we did a 7 minutes 5 years ago. You basically grew up, like, it was the evolution of games maturing in a way. Especially if you grew up in the the mid 80s to late 80s with games, you were a kid. And then when Mortal Kombat comes out, I'm 12. You're almost a teenager. I was playing PC games for years before that. So I was kind of not prepped for it, but Wolfenstein 3D came out earlier in 92. So I played that. I saw the blood. Obviously, compared to Mortal Kombat, it's not blood, but there's blood in Wolfenstein. You're killing people.
Yeah.
It's in first person. It's to a lot of people that was like stunning to even see that. And this is before Doom, obviously a year later. So like I was prepared for it. You're 12. I think I could handle it. When I saw it, it was shocking to see like the heartbeat, you know, when Kano holds it up. I wasn't like grossed out by it. I was just sort of like, what was my sort of reaction? I think I was more like, that's interesting that they're doing that because you just hadn't seen that before, especially in an arcade game. You hadn't seen something like that.
Right.
There was not something that graphic before. There wasn't. Like beat 'em ups, you get, or even Street Fighter 2, you get like a splattering of blood.
Sure.
But like it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It went from cartoonish violence to realistic violence.
And then by the time Doom came out, I was desensitized to all of it.
11-year-old Ian was like, I'm all in.
I'm all in.
Well, let's kill that Caco demon right in his face, shotgun him.
To just quickly cover kind of like what happened with, Mortal Kombat since Mortal Kombat 3. They did 4, which was miserable. I hated 4. That was the first 3D one.
Yeah, I was at that point. I was done.
The 3D console ones that were not arcade games, some people have said some were good. I never got into them. They were never like super well reviewed. However, I was interested when Mortal Kombat 9 came out. They were going back to the traditional, 2D plane. I played it. I liked it. And I think X was fun, and I really enjoyed 11. I didn't get like super into any of them, but I played through all the story modes. NetherRealm has become very, very good at crafting a console story mode. And that's where I think these games really shine. They are stupid, ludicrous B movies, but they are fun to play through. And the story modes are fun. They're worth the 5 hours or whatever it takes to get through the story mode.
I've watched some of the cutscenes of these newer Mortal Kombat. I'm like, they're like B movies. They're just,
but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's not for lack of trying. It's that's the aesthetic that they have bought into on this at this point. Is that this B movie kind of schlocky aesthetic, and I really enjoy it. I think they're fun.
We should probably going back to Mortal Monday. We should probably mention how important the console release was in differentiating the Sega Genesis from the Super Nintendo at the time.
Oh, sure.
And how the backlash was fierce.
Yeah.
On how terrible and how censored the Super Nintendo version of the game was.
Yep.
Editing out the blood to be gray freaking sweat.
Fucking globs of cum flying off your characters.
But then literally changing they changed 5 of the fatalities.
Yeah,
they kept blowing up from a kiss or from Scorpion's breath. That's fine to see a skeleton, but everything else was changed. Punch in the chest for Kano, kick in the chest for Johnny Cage. Said punch. I guess Liu Kang's was the same. That's right, Liu Kang, because Liu Kang's is not blood. It's just a kick and a punch. He's more like a pacifist. He's not really killing you, really, but still a fatality.
No, I thought his was the bite.
That was the second one.
Oh, okay.
The second one, the dragon. And then so the rest they changed. Sub-Zero freezes him and then back fists him into the face and he shatters. You really question me on that, Ian? I know my Mortal Kombat. I know that.
No, you're right, but what I'm saying is I don't remember what it looked like now.
It's a spin kick into an uppercut.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah.
You waggled the joystick 360.
Yeah.
It was the easiest to do.
Yep.
You just waggled it. So they kicked that. And then you got the double fatality on the pit, because then you uppercutted him into it. Got a double fatality. So the point is that my cousin literally wrote a letter to Nintendo. That's how pissed he was at it. Because there was like no heads up. When you watched Mortal Monday, you didn't see they hid all that stuff. You didn't see it. Them changing that stuff.
Well, I remember them saying ahead of time that there was not going to be blood.
Where did you see that? In GamePro?
It was like talked about. Yeah, it was talked about. There was not going to be blood.
Well,
I mean, people knew that going.
This is pre-internet, though, Ian. Not everyone's gonna know that.
Sure.
So like he was pissed. Nintendo, I think, obviously they still sold a lot, but that really hurt them. So
it sold shitloads. I mean,
yeah, it's a common game.
Yeah,
but the point is that everyone flocked to the Genesis one with the blood code, even though it looked like trash and sounded like trash. The Genesis version, it played closer to the arcade. Controls are closer, and you got the blood code, you got the fatalities back. So within 2 years, because that's when the home port of Mortal Kombat 2 came out in '94, Nintendo did a 180, thankfully. And they were like, you know what? We're just going to let a rating system occur. We're not going to censor stuff anymore. So they learned a harsh lesson with that.
Yeah.
Because Mortal Kombat 2 port is brilliant.
That's a great game.
It's brilliant. It's a brilliant game. So they learned their lesson. Did I review that for Super Nintendo? Yeah, I think I gave it 4.5 stars. Or 4.5 stars, I think, for that one. So they learned their lesson, but it was a tough lesson because like they had not... Nintendo probably saw Mortal Kombat as like, what the hell do we do with this? This is not...
Yeah.
This is not what we sell. This is not our audience.
Sure.
But now video games grew up. Like I said, it was trendy teenage stuff. NBA Jam. Duncan and, Attitude in your face. Barkley, shut up and jam. Barkley, shut up and jam. All right, but we all love our Mortal Kombat. What's weird is we have not seen anything for the 30th anniversary. No collection, right? Nothing announced. Any celebration stuff happening?
No, well... I saw something. I thought, I mean, Ed Boon said something, but I don't think there's anything like going on for it. Honestly,
they interviewed Ed Boon, but
no. I mean, I just saw him like say something about it online, but I don't think there's anything going on.
Let's see, 30th anniversary trailer for PS4 and PS5. So what is this? Is this
the 30th anniversary? Is Mortal Kombat?
It's
So
just
there's an anniversary video that celebrates 30 years of brutality. There is someone who is working on a game called Mortal Kombat Anniversary, but it's not official.
Okay, so this trailer is just a thank you to the fans.
Yes,
that's all.
Exactly.
So unlike Capcom has done a great job re-releasing Street Fighter collections, well, they have 2 or 3 of them. We haven't seen that with Mortal Kombat.
No,
which
we haven't.
Because I think even you said all the ones from the 90s, I think that would sell. You like the first 5 games.
Do one through 4.
Include the
including
one.
3. Include 3. Do one
Ultimate.
Do 1,
Trilogy.
2, 3. Do 1, 2, 3, 3 Ultimate, 4 in Trilogy.
There you go. Or even if you want to get rid of the fucking Polygon one, have the other.
Well, I'm just saying that covers all of the arcades. I don't think Trilogy was in the arcade, but that covers all of the initial run.
The first run. Gotcha.
Before they drastically changed styles for like the PS2 and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, there you go. But they haven't done it, which is kind of a shame.